I did use a hot water treatment. Maybe I shouldn't have. Look at all of that.
In this video, we're gonna be talking about PHP, which is my 3 steps to breaking in a glove perfectly. No matter what baseball glove you get, once you get it, you have to break it in. I got this thing in the mail, unboxed it, and it was incredibly stiff. I'm actually gonna show you guys me unboxing it because I tried to record it. I recorded like a whole half of a video and it went completely wrong. The glove breaking in process is honestly very enjoyable. Like, I absolutely love it. But not everybody feels that way, and not everybody realizes how much work it takes until you actually have the brand new glove. A hat. This is what matters. Let's go. Stunning. Simple colorway, tan and blue. Perfect. Check out the custom logo. When I got this glove in the mail, it was insanely stiff, what people call pro stiff. Let's talk about what to do with a glove like this, because when you first get it, you can't even play catch with it. It would not be fair to review the glove before it's actually broken in, so that's just step 1. Let's go. When it comes to breaking in a pro stiff glove, it makes a huge difference if you have a mallet. Otherwise, you literally are taking a baseball and going like this and pounding. And trust me, it's gonna end up hurting your wrist, hand, probably having bloody fingers. I actually bled earlier today from doing that. Having a mallet is so much easier. So first thing we're gonna be talking about, do not force your glove closed. So if you go to squeeze your glove and it doesn't wanna go past here,
just don't squeeze it past that.
Use your mallet until you can easily close your glove, then start playing catch. The reason you don't wanna force your glove closed is because you're gonna end up creating palm bubbles because you're squeezing too hard when the glove isn't ready. Those palm bubbles will literally never go away. They're super hard to get rid of, so just don't do it. Whether your glove is pro stiff or not, the biggest thing you wanna focus on is the heel. It's just, there's so much leather in there, so basically rub back and forth like this. Just grab here, boom, 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 boom. Then the next thing, grab your mallet, go back and forth like this. If you're one of those sad guys out there using a baseball, same thing. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Knead this thing until it is getting softer and softer and softer. Trust me, you're never going to like overdo it. Just go at it as hard as you can and as much as you can, because that's gonna make a huge difference when it comes to closing your glove. After that, I like to focus on the entire palm and even some of the fingers here. Grabbing the mallet and just hitting away. Basically do anything you can to just loosen up this leather because it's pro stiff. I'm not even gonna put that in, that was stupid. Idiot. If you guys were to focus on the palm and the heel, like we just said, you're basically gonna end up breaking your glove in really well. But at one point you need to start developing a pocket. Don't form your pocket too high, because I'm guilty of doing that in the past. For any infielders looking for a perfect pocket, my advice is to just pound away directly underneath the index finger where you see those couple pieces of laces. You're gonna end up with a consistent perfect pocket rather than kind of like a big loose one. Just simply repeat these steps that we've already mentioned. Pound away just as much as you can. If you're not satisfied with where your glove is, do more pounding. That's all that matters. Really, the big things are your palm, heel, and then creating your pocket. So basically, my new philosophy when it comes to breaking in gloves, the only things that matter are PHP, palm, heel, pocket. I need this glove, this one. Let's talk, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk. So what do these 3 gloves represent? So this Wilson A2K, my experience with Wilsons, especially A2Ks, they basically come like ready to go. It doesn't take a ton of effort just to break it in like one night and then it's basically ready to go. This here I got as pro stiff. This was the same. The way For Him works is they have just one option. That's just how they send it. Very stiff. 44 you get to choose either stiff or super stiff. I just want you guys to see, look at super broken in, beautiful. Look at that palm stain. That's just from sheer usage. At one point, it was super stiff and the form on it is absolutely beautiful now. My point is, breaking your glove in is so important because you can have a super nice glove and if you break it in poorly, it's just gonna suck. What we need to do now is talk about this glove, both the good and the bad. Now, the way it looks is completely up to you. I think it turned out great. This is actually the first time I've ever gotten the like modified D-web. I'm a big fan. But as you can see, we have the custom logo on the thumb. That turned out awesome, very big fan. And of course it says mine because the glove is mine. That's like the wrist logo on all For Him gloves. And then it says Ball Glove King on the index finger. The only weird thing about it is that Ball Glove King does run a little bit close to where you would put your finger. That's not that big of a deal. There's also the palm stamp, which I think is pretty sweet. It looks awesome. I love the lion. Then you'll see on the pinky, it says For Him Glove Co. And on the thumb, it's actually barren. And that's just a little weird because typically you would want the glove to say like 11 1/4, just showing you what size the glove is. When it came to just stitching and everything is perfect. It's where it needs to be. The biggest thing that's most noticeable is the glove itself has just a slightly odd shape. Most likely that is because they don't do the like extra work of shaping the glove like Wilson, Rawlings, that they do that on every single glove, whereas these guys, they're giving it to you and saying, hey, it's your job to break it in. On a lot of websites, you'll see like 40% factory, 60% player break-in. I believe Pro Stiff from 44 is like 90% player break-in. You can picture this as like 99% player break-in. That could be taken as good or bad. Some people just want the extra help and other people are like,
no, I want to do it all myself.
Now what I want to do is actually talk about the positives and the negatives. Positive number one, the laces actually are great. It's one of those things where honestly, bad laces don't make a huge difference with like the typical player. If you're playing high school ball, it's not going to make you make any errors. It's not going to bust. It's just one of those things. If you are playing pro ball and playing a ton, you are gonna have to get your glove relaced pretty quickly if you have really crappy lace. Positive number two is actually gonna be the leather and the leather thickness. It's a good combo. So far this thing is truly a tank, but I'm actually a big fan of how stiff the glove is with the combination of how thick the glove is. It feels like it's gonna be very durable and I'm really liking it so far. By the way, follow me on Instagram because it's an easy way for me to show you guys updates on gloves without having to make a whole video for YouTube. When it comes to the negatives, there's nothing major, but I have two things. One, the glove is super, super stiff. Some people aren't gonna be a huge fan of that, so that could be taken as a negative. And then number two would actually be that it doesn't have the size of the glove. Whether people wanna resell their glove and know exactly what the size is, or some people just forget, throw it on there, I think it's worth it. So as of now, I'm wearing the glove traditional and it's breaking in between the ring and middle finger. The pocket is forming nicely, the blue leather looks great, and I'm actually a huge fan of this color tan. There's something about it, it's like a dry color. My little brother called it desert tan. I'm a big fan. Desert tan, I'm a big fan. Doodly Chan. I'm sorry. My camera literally says 0% right now, so I'm actually gonna catch you guys later.
So first of all, body armor is always delicious, but there's like this new Kobe flavor. It's amazing. It's been a few days, the camera's all charged, and I've got a lot more to say about this glove. So hang on. I was never unimpressed by the glove, but I genuinely have loved this thing even more as the break-in has continued. Let me tell you why. First of all, the break-in on the glove looks great in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. But I can kind of show you, wearing it traditional, it's made a lot of progress. This thing, it is a tank, and it's continuing to be a tank, but it's breaking in. It's thick in the right places, like these finger stalls feel super nice and super durable. Thumb and pinky are stiff, but not like impossible to shape the glove. My point is that the glove is durable. Honestly, you guys, that's one of my favorite things about a glove is if you can buy it and use it for a really long time. Because the reality is we don't want to be spending like 250 bucks every single year. Well, some of us do. Now, as much as I love this glove, I did one thing horribly wrong, and you guys need to know so that you don't do the same thing. The hot water treatment can seriously work wonders, and it did when it came to the shape of the glove, but it did do something bad. Almost every glove company, if you ask them, they say, oh, you shouldn't do the hot water treatment because yes, it keeps them safe. They don't want to tell you to do the hot water treatment and then something goes wrong with the coloring and then, hey, what did you do? You told me to do the hot water treatment. Now my glove is ugly. I did use a hot water treatment. Maybe I shouldn't have. Look at all of that. Oof. It doesn't look horrible, but it's pretty noticeable. Basically, I must have just used too much water. I did the same thing that I always do. Not too much. I used a mug just to kind of pour it on and let it run off. If you're gonna hot water it, either use very little or simply just don't hot water it. I'm a big fan of this pattern, so it's pretty much the Pro 200 or in 44 terms, the 574. When it comes to the infield, it's probably my favorite model out of anything. I'm wearing the glove traditional and I'm leaving a lot of my hand out. I just like the way it feels when it's kind of in your fingertips almost. It's just enough to where you do have like the glove securely in your hand. I just feel quicker for some reason when it's in the fingertips rather than jamming your whole hand in. I actually talked about that in my last video, how to wear a baseball glove. I mentioned the laces earlier and I used the word great. This is confusing, but follow along. Let's say this is bad, this is average, this is good, and this is great. And then this is amazing. Who cares? These laces are somewhere in between good and great. The only reason I say that is upon closer examination, there's a few thin spots. When it comes to the laces that run through the palm, there's certain parts that genuinely don't really matter. They just need to be there. The biggest thing is just making sure that your fingers, the top of your web down here, that's what needs to be thick, that's what needs to be durable. I'm pretty sure I said it before, but this is American Kip and they're only selling it for 200 bucks, which is great. They also have Japanese kip for $265, which in my experience, Japanese kip really is on another level, so it makes sense that it's that much more. This is just one more beautiful piece in the collection for him. You guys did great, so good job. The manufacturer is doing an awesome job.
All right, you guys rock. If you want to support the channel, go check out ballgloveking.com. Also, if this isn't your first time ever watching my videos, just subscribe already, come on. This video right here is actually on a super small glove company, and it's literally one of my favorite gloves that I own. So go ahead, go watch it. This is gonna be a great year. 2022 is our year. New facility here, Midwest Sports Training in West Chicago. Thank you, Todd. Go watch the Toro video, or I'll spank you. I'll call your mom and tell her to spank you. Let's go.